As we all know, the 2nd Avenue subway is New York City's main rail project, and it's been talked about for a century now. Despite this, only a small portion of the line has actually been completed and opened to the public. Many think that the second phase of the project can get underway soon, now that the MTA has gotten more funding as a part of the bipartisan infrastructure bill. This phase is supposed to send the Q train further uptown, past its current terminus at 96th Street to 125th Street, connecting with the 4, 5, and 6 lines at Lexington Avenue. While I also feel like this project is getting closer and closer to actually getting underway, especially with the MTA holding a press conference about it earlier this week, I also think there are a lot of flaws, not only with this phase of the project, but with the MTA's plans for the whole line. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you would like to see more content like this in the future. One of the main issues I always see people talking about with this line is the cost. Coming in at over $6 billion, this is one of the most expensive transit projects in the whole world. And while that is an accomplishment, it definitely isn't a good one. Now, we can all just blame this on the fact that it is New York City and everything is expensive here, but that isn't the only reason. In my opinion, the main reason for the high cost is because of poor design. As of recently, the MTA seems to be obsessed with building deep-level grand stations with huge mezzanines and extremely wide island platforms. I've never been a fan of this design, and I think this is because it makes all of the stations on the line look so similar and not have any distinct qualities. Where in other parts of the system, you can see relatively new stations with unique designs, like 21st Street Queensbridge on the F or Jamaica Van Wyck on the E, these stations all look the same and cost much more as well. During the recent MTA press conference, MTA acting CEO Janno Lieber said, "Everybody likes to talk about cost, but you gotta look at how many people it serves. By the standards of the riders, this is an incredibly efficient project, especially compared to everything else that comes through the federal government for funding. Obviously, we've learned from the first phase how to do things faster, better, and cheaper. That starts with using design build, with eliminating multiple contracts that run into each other and the delays associated with that. We're getting good at that at the MTA, and we're learning how to save money and move faster using those techniques. The key is, on a ridership basis, this project is a bargain." To say that this project is a bargain is a complete joke when you compare it to other countries which are able to build complete lines for a fraction of the cost of this second phase. The price of this project, considering the fact that part of it will be using existing tunnels, is unacceptable, and I think a review should be done to help reduce the cost. Now, the cost isn't the only bad thing I see with the 2nd Avenue subway project. Far from it, actually. I've been talking with some other transit enthusiasts and YouTubers recently, and the topic of phases 3 and 4 have come up. While it would be a foamer's dream to see the full 2nd Avenue subway completed all the way down to Houston Street and Hanover Square, I think there's another option for more East Side service. Instead, extend the LIRR from Grand Central down the East Side with stops at 34th Street, 23rd Street, 14th Street, Houston Street, and possibly City Hall. With this, I think the MTA should implement a new fare system for commuter rail trips within the city, with passengers paying a fare similar to the subway system. With the addition of this and the future CBTC improvements to the Lexington Avenue line, the east side of Manhattan will see drastic improvements to rail service. I think this is a better option because the MTA has already built 8 tracks at Grand Central as a part of the LIRR's East Side Access project, and with this and some improvements to the frequency, this could honestly see more trains per hour than the 2-track 2nd Avenue subway. So instead of extending the 2nd Avenue line downtown, I think there should be provisions to send a line into Queens to provide some service to those transit deserts you currently see in central Queens. I would love to talk more about how I would like to see the LIRR providing service to Manhattan's east side, but not in this video. In the comments section below, definitely tell me if you would like to see a video covering the LIRR and what I would like to see improved in the future. Now, off of the downtown extension of the 2nd Avenue subway, I think a new extension needs to be brought back into the picture. This extension involves the line running westbound on 125th Street to either Broadway, connecting with the 1 train, or St. Nicholas Avenue, where it would connect with the A, B, C, and D trains. This would help people who currently have to take the crosstown buses down 125th and deal with all of the congestion there. This extension would probably relieve some of the congestion while offering people a quicker way to get to the west side from the east and vice versa. I propose stops at Lenox, St. Nicholas, and possibly even Broadway. I think there could also be a branch line that runs into the Bronx and north along 3rd Avenue, although some can say that the Metro North's Harlem line could be reconfigured to provide a service that is comparable to the demolished 3rd Avenue Elevated. Both the governor and the MTA's acting CEO hopes to have construction start on Phase 2 next year, and I also hope that the project can get started that soon as well, as this is something that a lot of people have been waiting for a very, very long time now. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Also, in the comment section below, tell me if you would like to see more videos like these in the future, where I could possibly talk about things like New York City's commuter rail system and what could be done to finally bring it into the 21st century. I'll catch all of you in the next video. Peace.